Okay. 9:04.
Pretty close
It's not bad.
for us.
It's pretty good. I mean, 4 minutes. There's a 5-minute window. Easy. So we are gonna go give everybody a minute. Hi, Sean Grower. Hi, Jess. Let me see if that's gonna make it any better. Is that better?
I think that's better.
Is that better?
I think so.
I feel like it's reflecting off my glasses. Mandy and Brenda. See, Michael, 2 for 2. Michael Heyman, Canada. Deanne, hi. Yo, Sean. Vicky Lee, Nana. Give it a few minutes. We just finished dinner. Boys got the kitchen cleaned for a minute. And Pam Brown, she's gonna make me some cake. Did you know that?
No, but
Did you see that cake she made and she posted it on Facebook? Looked good.
It's good.
It looked real good. All right. So, hi.
What you got?
How do we usually start this thing?
You say, you get your intro.
I know. What is it? I can't
Hello,
think.
everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
There it is.
I can't remember.
So we're off. That's it.
Look, Deanne said, "Hey, bake. Hey, bake."
So deep.
So, we've had an interesting week. No, we've had an interesting, maybe 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
About 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from the interest of quarantine, because that's interesting and also
But not unique.
slightly annoying. Not unique because everybody's under the same situation. So we've been quarantining and went to the lake. We've gotten to have some time at the lake, which is good.
Yes.
So
It's been cold. Kind of cool. But I think it's warming up.
we're gonna head back this weekend. Anyway, you don't want to know about that. So let's say, where did we last meet?
Well, our last discussion was right after the last MRI, which was like brilliant.
It was.
Yeah.
That was like
That was January? No,
No.
March?
late March.
February.
Maybe? When was it?
I think it was March, because 2 months would have been May, which would have been right. Yeah, it was right after my birthday.
Oh yeah.
Right
So we had
after.
our next MRI scheduled for May
May
11th.
12th.
12. And so if you guys remember, hi Punkage, love you too, Karen. We're gonna do some pictures. If you guys remember, for the last MRI, John went into it thinking there was regrowth because he was having some pretty significant headaches. Yes.
They weren't debilitating, but they weren't friendly.
And they were very regular.
Yeah.
So he went in feeling like there's going to be regrowth on that first post-op MRI. I didn't feel it.
She was right.
Didn't have it. If you remember, the doctor said, it's remarkable. Look at my hair. My God.
You're beautiful, honey.
Am I?
Yes.
I haven't washed my hair in like 3 days.
That's not beautiful.
Want to smell it?
But, no, I don't. But I think that's normal, isn't it? It's 5 days or something like
I
that.
mean,
you're supposed
Jody
to
goes
get?
like 10, so. I
Jojo
guess if I
has a
have
big
chunks
bush.
hanging in equal amounts on the sides. God
As long as your chunks are equal, honey, it's fine.
damn. Oh my God. Anyway, went into that feeling like there was regrowth. I did not feel like there was regrowth. The doctor said, remarkable. Like, it's remarkable. And he even said, remember what he said? Do you remember?
He said it looked really good, I know that. He may
said,
have used some other language.
Maybe they got it all this time.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. So we was up there feeling good. You still had headaches, but feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, the last one was when we did the Optune. When we got the
Oh, yeah,
Optune and
that's
we
right.
did a little thing. He's not been good about using the Optune. Not a fan. Would you explain why?
It's a pain in the ass, honestly. But I'm getting better. Back on the bandwagon.
You're back. I mean, you were never on it.
Never on
so
it.
you're
I'm
jumping.
trying to get on the bandwagon.
You're jumping on the bandwagon.
More than before, so that's good.
I mean,
Little
before there was
defense.
none, so
Yes.
now you're doing it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it a pain in the ass? Explain to the people, for somebody who might want to eventually use an Optune machine.
You don't ever want to use it.
Don't say that, because sometimes it's...
Well, you don't.
I mean, you never want to have brain cancer, but if you have brain cancer, don't say you
So
never
why
want to use
is it? It's this cords and crap all over the place, and they get tangled up, and then starts pulling on your head, and you can't sleep, and you gotta lie down in an area that doesn't jam those little things into your skull. But there's no place that has that because
they're
covers your
everywhere.
entire head. And then the goddamn alarm goes off because something is tweaked or pinched or something, and it's saying, "Hey, this isn't working. It's not working." So it wakes you up in the
It's
middle
like
of the night.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
Wakes me up too.
I know. And then I know she's gonna get up, and that's not good. So I'm trying to shut the thing up. I'm like, "Shut up! Shut up! You're gonna get me in trouble." And then walking around with it is it's like being attached to an umbilical cord someplace.
I mean, it's because you wear it wrong.
I don't wear it wrong.
You refuse to wear it right.
That's not true.
You do. The backpack?
So it's got a
He
backpack.
wants to act like a 12-year-old girl and wear it on one side and like be encumbered by a backpack hanging off your arm.
I started wearing it on both sides. You just
Why
can't,
did you do that?
Because you made me.
Because I yelled at you. I said, stop this shit. Wear it. Wear the fucking backpack. That's why they made it. I mean, they have a messenger bag version, so you could have a messenger bag or a backpack. Wear it. Wear that shit. Right? Anyway.
Once it becomes something that's more reliable, more permanent, where it's not going to go off every 5 minutes, telling me something's wrong, then I can have the backpack a little easier because then I don't have to take it off all the time.
Do you know how it would become more permanent and not go off all the time?
How?
If you wore it regularly and worked out the kinks.
This is true. I'm working on that now.
Okay. Just wanted to...
You heard it here first.
Just wanted to point that out. Anyway. So, then, what happened? We went on spring break.
Yeah.
We went to
Friday.
the lake house on whatever that was. April 3rd. We're out in Alabama. But then you told me, remember what you told me? Because you didn't tell me when it happened, that you thought you may have had a seizure.
Yeah.
I said, why do you think you had a seizure? Well, I had a little twitching on my face. Went away fast. Okay. And then he and Gavin were getting the boat out. Correct?
We were in the boathouse trying to figure out something about the Bimini, or I don't know what it was, but we were working on getting the boat out, yeah.
And then...
Same thing happened.
Same thing, but a little bigger.
No, it wasn't bigger. In fact, it was probably less. Except I couldn't talk, but I didn't try to talk the last time.
That wasn't my impression.
Yeah, it's reality though. I'm the only one that knows this reality, so you can't boss me around on this one.
I mean, it's your perspective when you're in the moment. So I don't know that you're the most reliable gauge of it, but
Okay.
I'll go with it. Anyway, so he's with Gavin, and so he has someone witness the situation. So then we're like, shit, we're in Alabama. He doesn't have his anti-seizure meds, which we just keep on hand just in case he's never had a seizure. So just keep on hand in case. But we had Jake's friend grab them and bring them to the lake for us, which was handy, but never had to use them because it wasn't happening.
Right.
We don't know what was happening. Well, then like a week later, fast forward, Sunday night, the following week, he ends up getting these like all night long massive headaches, and almost like it was like a migraine. Kathy, I'm glad you have a drink in your hand. I also have a drink in my hand.
I can't have a drink in my hand. Not yet.
Migraine-like headaches, but he's never had migraines before, but just explain.
Debilitating. Like both sides just wanted to throw up. It hurt so bad. So that Monday, I couldn't get out of bed and even get on phone calls for work. It was bad.
Bad. And that continued for most of the week.
Yeah.
Not to that degree, but every other day was to that degree.
The migraine medicine definitely helps. The Tylenol, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That was helping me take the edge off.
Yes. So then that's when your sort of motor skill situation happened.
Well, yeah.
He started
Just
losing balance
yeah.
and dropping things and
Kind of dexterity in the left hand.
it almost looked like he'd had a stroke. So then we're like, well, was that twitching thing that he had, did he have a stroke? I don't know. Like, what is happening? So then we were thinking, and when we went to the doctor the last time, when he had the good, clean, pure, remarkable scan, the doctor, we were like, well, how do we know when anything is going to happen? What do we know? And Dr. Reed, ironically, spelled differently though, said to me, you will know. You will know when something's happening. So a week of this, and he's literally moaning in pain all night long, in agony. I decided to message Emery and say, I think I know. I think Dr. Reed said I will know when I know. So he needs to be seen. And they were awesome actually, because that was Monday?
Was it even Monday? I don't even know. All I know is Thursday night you said you get an MRI tomorrow morning.
No, it wasn't Thursday night. It was Monday night.
Oh.
Because it was Monday night because the next morning that day they portaled back and said they opened up a spot at 7 a.m. the next day. We're in Alabama. 7 a.m. at Emory to get an MRI. They opened a spot and then Dr. Reed would work us in. So we left, I got up at 3:30 in the morning, Alabama time. Left the house at 4. Got to Emory. Of course they wouldn't let me go in with him because of fucking COVID. So he went and got his MRI. I waited outside and then I was able to go to the doctor's appointment with him, but of course it was hours in because they were working us in. And Dr. Reed comes in and he says, okay, what's happening? And John gave his version, I gave my version, and then he said, well, here's why. There's a ton of swelling on the brain, and it appears that the tumor's back. And so, it wasn't remarkable.
Nope.
So, he went into his game plan, which was, okay, we're gonna get him on Dex, we're gonna get the steroid rolling, we're gonna start him on Avastin on Friday. I already got a slot. Avastin is...
It's a drug that they use a lot of times for controlling swelling in the brain. They were trying to use it as a kind of like a chemo cancer fighter, but it didn't seem to work.
It's not chemo though.
No, it's not chemo.
No, it's just a...
So,
I mean, it works a little bit apparently.
yeah, he's gonna get me on that to control swelling and any kind of pain. The problem was the study that we wanted to get onto was the polio study, which is what we were on, if you remember, back in January. Well, we were set up for it October, November, December.
His plan was, we're going to go to Avastin, we're going to start Avastin on Friday, Start Dex today, which was Tuesday. Start Avastin on Friday, and it's like an infusion that's every 3 weeks or whatever. And then go straight to radiation chemo again. Start standard of care. Right.
Yeah.
But then you only get one more shot at standard of care. You'd only get one more shot at radiation. You can't do it 3 times. You can do it 2 times. So we're like, well, we don't. God damn it. We don't know that we want to do that yet because it doesn't.
It's not going to help us long term. We know radiation might kick the can a little bit, but it's definitely not going to slay the beast or work towards that direction. So we really were thinking that we wanted to get back into the polio study that Duke had us set up for.
No, we're like, we'll just go to the polio study now. Because remember, last time when this happened, it was the beginning of December. We were going to do polio, but then because it was the holidays, we couldn't get started in a research trial because they go away for the holidays. So you couldn't start. So you had to wait until after the holidays. And by then, there was the tumor had gotten bigger, close to pushing max size for the study, and then the swelling,
surgery.
Because then and they were still good. Polio, their study was still going to take him.
Yes.
But then we were like, well, wait a second. The polio causes more swelling, so is that going to be a problem if you're going in with this much swelling and then you add to it the swelling? And so then we had the surgeon here, who was a Duke surgeon, who was trained at Duke, take a look at it, and she was very familiar with polio. So she was like, yeah, let's resect and then start over. And so we trusted her opinion and did the surgery first, and so then we're like, oh, then fine. John, before we even got the results, we're like, okay, we're having some issues. He reached out to the research coordinator in Jacksonville and said, okay, we might have some regrowth, so let's get this rolling for the polio study. And so we got the ball rolling, did all this stuff, got the scans, got the okay, okay, I'm looking at VRBOs. We're gonna go down and use the credit from our VRBO for spring break that they wouldn't refund us, and go to Jacksonville. And then we got the word that they have to, because it's a Duke study, it just takes place in Jacksonville. We have to, the Duke has to approve it. And so they sent the scans up to Duke, and they said, no, he can't come in this study because he has too much swelling. The tumor's much smaller. It's tiny. But there's a lot of swelling. True, a lot of swelling. There was a lot of swelling last time, and they said it was fine. So, I don't know.
Kind of at square one to a degree. We talked to someone at UAB. They had an interesting study up there too.
They have an interesting study there that is basically kind of like polio, except it's kind of the same process, but it's infusing herpes virus into the brain instead of polio. And if you guys remember back in December, early December, when we were looking at our next steps last time, we Alex, he just texted me, and Chooch texted me on my watch and was like, hey, what's happening? And then he said, oh my God, I had no idea you were live right now. This study in Japan that was using the herpes virus, they were having like amazing success, right? I'm trying to remember the numbers, but I feel like it was like the polio, 20% of the people, or just under 25% of the people get long-term results, meaning more than 3 years. And the herpes study in Japan was literally getting like 80% of the people were getting. So we're like, get us to effing Japan. Like, what the hell? And so Lisa, John's sister, was following up with that, and they closed the study because it was so successful that they were like, well, let's get it on the market. And so at that point, we were looking for these herpes studies here in the U.S. and UAB at that time had it, and they still have it.
Well, they just looked like
They were
they're just trying to
starting
start it,
in
and
one
they weren't
other
quite there.
place. Yeah. So anyway, they have it. I don't think it's the same strand of herpes, but it's the idea. And so we talked to Mary Jane at UAB for an hour on Friday. She was awesome.
Really good.
We were hoping to hear from her today. She said by the looks of it, he would be accepted into that study, except she couldn't see on her
CMV.
list if the Duke trial that he did would exclude him from being in this one, because of course we're now having to deal with that. Like, you can't do the Avastin. He couldn't get started on the Avastin, which would help the swelling, because if you start on Avastin, you're excluded from every study. Can't do more than this much Dex, because if you have this much steroid in your system, then you're going to get excluded, or you have to have a washout period. You have to wait 2 weeks or 4 weeks or whatever, wash it out of your system before you can get started a study. So we're sort of like in a holding pattern of minimal measures to relieve the swelling, which causes the pain and causes the motor incapacities.
Yes.
So we don't screw ourselves out of a study. It's so bullshit. It's so stupid. And anyway, I'm tired.
You're doing well, honey. Good job.
So today I talked to Dana-Farber that Lisa reached out to. They called me, and apparently Dana-Farber has like 4 studies or something that you could qualify for because it's recurrent. And that's the other thing. I need a lot more Adderall or Vyvanse in my life. So when we start looking for all these new trials, right? When we started looking at trials back in 2018, when you were first diagnosed, there were like no studies for newly diagnosed. 2? Like 2 studies for newly diagnosed
And one was
people.
the Duke one.
Yeah, one was Duke.
And the other one was Emory. We applied for both.
Right. We go to look up fucking studies now. I mean, it's good because research is being done. It's like every study out there is for newly diagnosed. So, like, what about the recurrent studies? What the hell?
That's what they had all the studies for before, were recurrent. All you'd see is recurrent. You never saw newly diagnosed. Now it's just flip-flop.
So,
Swimming upstream.
So, we are waiting to hear back from Dana-Farber. We're going to have a technical second opinion talk with them. And then discuss clinical trial options in the next couple of days.
Obviously haven't heard back from UAB.
Didn't hear back from UAB today.
And we need to talk to Duke again.
Why?
See if they have anything else up there. Or any other ideas.
I thought we rolled that out. No?
I don't think so. That's what Darlene suggested to do.
She did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I gotta put that on my list. I thought that was off. Okay. There's also some potential at some place in California. Of course, with COVID, the UAB one is not currently enrolling. It's on hold because of COVID.
Yeah, COVID definitely throws a bit of a monkey wrench in all this stuff. Not good timing, but what is?
When is good timing to have brain cancer?
And pandemic?
During a pandemic or during the holidays?
Yeah. I'll take neither. Option number 3?
Door number 3.
Door number 4, never?
Never. So Lita Espinal is on, and she bought me this wine, and it is so good.
That's
And
what
I
you
might
keep telling
drink
me.
the whole damn bottle, and
All
then
right.
I'm gonna be hungover tomorrow.
Yes, you are.
So I'm looking at my notes.
That was on you, right?
We should just have written on these notes gigantic shit show. That's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
So when we were talking earlier, this is gonna be a long video and I don't mean it to be. I really don't. When we were talking earlier, we were saying that we were talking about the doctor at Duke, our doctor, Dr. Randazzo. Shouldn't name names, but whatever. They're not watching. She's a great doctor, but we were like, you know, John said, I never felt like she was a champion for me. Like she wasn't our champion. You know, some doctors are like, I'm gonna do everything I can to do whatever I can to get you whatever you need. She wasn't a champion. And then I was like, but would you be? Somebody's coming downstairs.
It's been.
I'm on live. What?
Did you see my text?
No, I'm busy.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Look
So, oh my god. So anyway, what was Kathy saying? I was trying to get the emoji. What are you trying to do, Kathy? Beanie.
Sorry.
God damn it. I just lost my train of mind. My train of thought. My train. I lost the train.
Well, if the train's gone, it's off the
Train
track. We
is
lost it a long
gone.
time ago. You were talking about how Randazzo isn't going to be somebody that's going to
Oh.
go to fight for us.
The champion.
Yeah.
And so so then I was thinking, you know what? Sabrina,
What? I'm getting ice cream.
stop talking.
I'm not talking.
Nobody wants background noise.
Olivia's talking. It's not me.
Olivia, stop talking.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drink. There you go, Kathy. I'm gonna drink. So, stupid. Anyway,
You call me stupid?
I love you so much.
No, you don't.
So I said, who would be a champion for this though? Like I thought about that when we left Dr. Reed's office the other day. Look
God,
at
it's
how
so hard
cute
for
that
them.
damn dog is.
Yeah, we got a new puppy.
Oh my god, she's so cute. Who would why would you choose that career? Why?
Yeah, it's a tough one.
And why would you be a champion? I mean, I would, I guess. But that's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Your statistics are not good.
And it's like anything you do doesn't work.
And like we were talking about Dr. Eaton, who's the radiologist, she's like so nice. And she's young.
She's awesome.
Hey, I'm not saying anything.
God, that sucks. I can't even imagine. Punkage said I need to drink every time you talk, Beanie.
Yeah, I should. Except I'm leaving, so.
Thank God.
Deuces. Just make more.
So
Okay.
anyway, she does rock, Jess. I think you're talking about Dr. Eaton, but what a depressing career.
Yeah. I think Eaton, Reed, and Cavalieri would go to the mat for their patients.
I think so.
But that's got to be hard. You're absolutely right.
Sucky. Anyway, that's that. So, we talked about newly diagnosed, we talked about the doctors, we talked about the Optune update, we talked about our feelers that are out in the world. Now, Jake's gonna come in and make a shit ton of noise because I guess nobody cares that we're live right now. And,
No, they don't.
I'm trying to stay hydrated.
You don't need ice.
oh my god. Love you too, Cappy. So I think that
Did you tell them about our new schedule for Reiki?
no.
So we're trying to combine binge
Life.
watching with good health.
and we can't ever seem to catch up on Outlander.
So my talented wife gives me Reiki while she's watching a TV show.
While I'm watching Jamie. I mean, it works. It heats up the hand.
Whatever it takes.
Oh my God. Anyway, Lori, you know Dr. Reed? Did we talk about that? Yes, we did, because Andrew went to him, right? I think that's right. So, Jess, I bet your hands get hot. I mean, a lot of things. Might. Anyway, I think we
You're
were
rude.
we were talking about too the we were talking about, I'm just gonna be honest, I'm trying to keep my shit together. I'm not doing a very good job.
You are actually. You've had a lot of shit thrown at you in the last 2 weeks. And then our brand new puppy that Beanie and Duncan got for COVID, and for Duncan doing a great job and getting an award, but not being able to celebrate it. Mom felt guilty and felt like, all right, let's get Duncan a puppy.
I wanted one.
And Beanie did.
I mean,
And
what's four
so
dogs
this,
in
so
the house?
this little white
Baby, beautiful
golden
puppy. Where is she? Beanie took her.
Pam buys, someone from Milton or something like that, and then we're at the lake house and it wanders off and it's gone for like 8 hours. We're about to have a heart attack. She's about to
Have a breakdown.
Yeah,
I
that
was
was about
screaming.
it.
I was screaming at the universe. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?" This was on Thursday, and we found out about him on Tuesday, and we're packing up the lake house to come back because I need to be home so I can research some shit and get my bearings. And the dog's gone because Gavin's naughty dog led her astray and tried to ditch her in the woods. He wanted to be the baby.
You think?
I think. Anyway, she was gone for almost 7 hours, you guys. An 11-week-old puppy. In the woods.
That's bad.
Dark, raining, awful.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got her back.
How was she found? Our awesome
We did.
community in Woodowee responded to a
911.
911 Facebook post, right?
Yeah.
That our neighbors gave us an idea around, and some of our other friends, before we even knew it, they had flyers printed up for us to post on
See, there's Allison.
telephone
Her
poles.
parents live right next door to us, and they're the ones that gave us the idea. Put it on Facebook. Offer a reward.
Yeah.
It was scary, Allison. And yeah, somebody found her, and they keep trying to give us the money back for the reward. And I'm like, no, do whatever you want. Anyway, we got the puppy back. That's a side note. But I will say that I finally threw in the towel, you guys. I finally threw in the towel because I do feel often like I'm invincible, and that's why it makes me so mad when people say, God only gives you what you can handle, or the universe, or whatever you want to say. I'm like, do you know me? I can handle a lot of shit. I don't need all that. That's how I feel about it. I can handle everything. Don't give me everything. I can handle it all. So why? That one makes me really mad. But I've decided that I've reached the limit on what I can handle today. Today I reached the limit, and I actually, and so here's the deal. We have this discussion all the time, like, how transparent do we want this to be? I want full transparency. I wear my heart on my sleeve. He's a little more reserved. I would tell you everything. And in a way, not in a way, I very much think we should, because I think part of this process is keeping everyone informed, so it keeps the rumor mill down. That's why we started it. It's because when it was first diagnosed, the rumor mill was everywhere, and that's why we started this page. And then it became, okay, here's the journey. Keep everybody up to date. And then it became, it to me was like a page of transparency, because I feel like it's a good if nothing else, people will, who are going through a similar journey or future come through the same journey, maybe they can avoid some roadblocks or obstacles, or just know that there are people out there who are feeling the same or whatever, and it might help. That could be a good thing, right?
Yeah.
That's how I feel. So I'm telling you right now that I've reached the limit, because I reached out to my doctor today and I'm like, I can't. I'm done. I need help. And I do. Because my anxiety level is like here. I can't control it anymore. I can't rein it in. I can't.
Breathe it out.
Can't breathe.
It's not good.
Jake. Anyway. Maybe she'll give me some good drugs. That's what I'm hoping. I need good drugs. God damn, that's twice.
I've got some.
I know. Don't think I didn't think about it. Dr. Reed gave Moxie. I'm like, I could take a little night-night for a minute. That's when you know it's bad. When you're like, life or Oxy. I didn't do it though.
Good job. One more day of sobriety. Nice
One
job,
more
honey.
day of not being an addict. Okay. That's where I am.
I'm about 3 steps behind where she is.
It's very heartfelt.
All right.
It's very heartfelt. And anyway,
That's our update.
he decides
I'm out.
when it's time to go. He's like, my wife is crying. I need Reiki. Neither of us are sleeping.
Pole dark's waiting for us.
Not full dark.
Oh, sorry.
Outlander.
What do we, Outlander? Sorry.
I am literally implementing every strategy for sleeping that I can possibly come up with, and I can't sleep. I have my melatonin. I gave up my nighttime wine. I didn't tonight, obviously.
No, she
I
didn't.
gave up my nighttime wine so it didn't get in the way. I used my meditation app that's literally like Pavlovian now. I've been using it for so long that it whispers the first 3 words and I'm like, sleeping. Not anymore.
Yeah.
I made myself an essential oil linen spray. I have my diffuser going every night. I have my sleepy time lotion. I have, what else? Every damn thing. And I still lie there.
Fans on.
Yes. And I still lie there. Like, yes, Brenda. I actually thought of that this morning. CBD. I have not
Oh.
tried that.
I've got some right here.
He's got some. Emily said it too. Kathy, I found that if I drink wine, it doesn't give me good sleep. It gives
These are
me
good.
terrible sleep.
They're like 100 each, so you could take one to start with.
Anyway,
Oh, did you see that in Ireland or someplace that they're testing CBD for corona? 3 different studies.
really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's crazy.
The cure? To make
Yeah,
you get
well,
better?
apparently, yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
What else? So, I don't want to be on here all night because we have some Outlander to watch.
Yeah.
But,
I'm sure they don't want to be on here either.
oh, Lisa said melatonin keeps her up. Melatonin usually works for me, but I have not tried Benadryl. That's true. I can't see all your messages. I'm trying, but between my bad eyes and my friggin' watery eyes, I can't see shit right now. So,
Where's the puppy?
she's right there. And, anyway, can't even get a goddamn massage, even though we're in Georgia. And apparently, that's okay to do.
Massages all right? They open out?
Massages, bowling, nails.
Bowling.
I'm still not gonna go get a massage. I need one. Not getting one. Anyway. Save the super emotional stuff for another live, maybe.
Maybe.
Our plans. Our legacy plans. Which, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think because I'm so tired. What's the word? Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Legacy planning. No fun.
No. Especially when it's actually real, like right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Even when you've planned.
Here's the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it right now.
Okay.
We haven't discussed this. But I have a great debate within myself. And some people on here who have walked the same path or similar paths can also relate, I'm sure. You have a certain, I feel, responsibility to remain positive and inspirational and upbeat and give hope. So when I'm crying or need anti-anxiety medication because I feel like I can't deal, I feel it adds another whole layer of feeling like shit and guilty because I'm not providing that for people.
Well, you know you shouldn't.
I know, but that's just real. There's my transparency factor, people. Sorry,
It's okay, honey.
I'm not inspirational tonight.
It's all right. You're allowed to be the crier. I don't do that very well.
I don't, but I don't like it.
No,
But
nobody
here
likes
I
it.
am. God damn. Anyway, I'm gonna drink that whole fucking bottle of wine tonight.
Do it.
No, I'm gonna feel terrible
I
tomorrow.
dare you. Chug, 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 chug.
You're dumb.
Gavin was here for like a minute, and then he went back to school a couple days ago. Apparently he's supposed to come back in like 2 or 3 days.
You know what he did?
What did he
Over
do?
and over?
What?
Taught Jake how to shotgun beers. Like that was his
Yes.
MO. He's gonna teach him how to shotgun a goddamn beer so then he doesn't look like an asshole when he goes to college. Really? So dumb.
It's really not a bad skill to know.
Oh my god.
Not that you have to use it all the time.
Oh my god. They're so dumb. Anyway. Let's go watch Jamie.
Okay, let's get some Reiki. Yeah, Reiki!
How good do you think my Reiki is gonna be when I'm emotional and 3 glasses in?
I don't know.
I mean,
Better than none.
true. That's true. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
He's like, turn this shit off. We will let you know as soon as we know.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know what's
We don't know
happening.
shit.
And I
But we
will
figured
look
we
at
didn't
all
want to wait
these.
till we knew to at least give an update.
Yes, because the word was leaking. It was getting out there.
But things were not
Things are not right.
right.
Things were not going as planned.
Yeah. Sharp turn the last couple weeks. But this thing's just that way. Can't get too pissed off or depressed. You can't get too excited.
Are you judging me right now?
No, I'm judging me.
Okay. I think you're judging me.
Oh.
I got emotional.
No, I love your emotion.
No, you don't.
I do.
That makes you uncomfortable.
Does not.
Okay.
Promise.
Okay.
My emotions make me uncomfortable. Not yours.
You have no emotions. Just kidding.
She's so lovely.
All right. Anyway, that's all. That's all we have for now, and we will let you know as soon as we know. He likes to hit the off button. Bye!